Hello, dear students. Welcome to the area classes, the Pulse of English Language. Here we are going to discuss an important concept. Yet again, an important concept. In a previous class, we had seen an introduction to English grammar. We are just now moving on to important segment that are letters. Okay, I think we have done with the letters, words, phrase, and sentence. In the next concept, we are going to deal with the kinds of sentence. Okay, so here, kinds of sentence. What is kinds of sentence? Let's brush up. So here, a sentence is a group of words arranged in an order that gives complete meaning is called a sentence. That means, what is kinds of sentence? Kinds of sentence means in this also sentence there are certain kinds. There are broadly 5 kinds of sentence. However, in different books we get different kinds of sentence. In one book we get a grammar book, it is told four types of sentences are there. In other book they tell 5, in other book they tell 7. So it differs according to their preferences, but still after consolidating everything we come to a conclusion that broadly speaking there are 5 kinds of sentences. Okay, what are these 5 kinds of sentences? Let's go on in detail. Okay, these 5 kinds of sentences, first is positive sentence. Or it is also called affirmative sentence. The second is negative sentence. See, in some of the books these two are merged and they call it as a affirmative, declarative or assertive sentence. But here I have bifurcated these two and I have considered these two as these two different kinds of sentences here. So positive sentence, negative sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence and exclamative sentence. So I hope you know the 5 types of sentences. Just don't by heart, just understand it. Wherever there is positive, negative should be there. Okay, wherever there is positive, negative should be there. So positive sentence, immediately what comes next? Negative sentence. Then there is a unique concept called interrogative sentence. The interrogative sentence is one where you ask a question. Okay, so we will deal with that in the next detailed concepts one by one. Next is imperative sentence. Imperative is another kind of sentence where tone of the sentence is important. Last is exclamatory sentence. This is also an important kind of sentence. Now one by one we'll see that. Positive sentence. A positive sentence is one where you don't use not. See, important thing that you have to remember is positive sentence format does not have this word called not. It is also called affirmative sentence. Positive sentence is also called affirmative sentence. There is a formula for this. Subject plus verb plus object. This is the basic formula of English language. Manoj is good in speaking English. So this is a kind of sentence. Delhi is the capital of India. I eat fruit. Yoga is the best method to maintain good health. She plays in the field. So these are the 5 examples that I have taken. See here, nowhere I have mentioned not. Okay, I did not write anywhere not. So this is superficially called positive sentence. Just to make it simple, if we don't use a word not, it is called positive sentence. Okay, the sentence should be simple and the sentence should not be should not be having the word not. Okay, and the format should be subject, word plus verb plus object. The condition should be applied of a sentence. What is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words arranged in an order. So it's a group of words, obviously. It is arranged in an order. Manoj is a subject. Is a verb. Good in English, in speaking English is object. Okay, English is however the object here. So this is arranged in the subject verb object pattern here. Then the next concept that we are going to deal is Delhi is the capital of India. We cannot make Delhi is not the capital of India. This is universal sentence and hence you cannot make this sentence into negative. Okay, so positive sentence is one where we do not use not. Then I eat fruit. I subject, eat verb, fruit object. Yoga is best method to maintain good health. Okay, so she plays in the field. All these are simple sentences, but still it is showing that it is a positive sentence. Then the next pattern that we are going to deal is negative sentence. After positive, negative sentence. The formula for this is subject plus auxiliary plus not plus main verb plus object. Don't worry, we'll be discussing about auxiliaries in the next upcoming classes. But for time being, this is the okay. This is what we call the formula for a negative sentence. Don't be afraid of seeing the formula because it's very easy. If you just apply not to positive sentence here, it becomes negative. That's it. Okay. Positive sentence, just if you are applying not, it becomes negative sentence. What is a negative sentence? A negative sentence is one where you use not. It is also called negative sentence, declarative sentence. Always it is necessary to have auxiliary verbs to form negative sentence. Okay. So remember, you have to make it as what we call negative sentence means you have to add not you have to add what we call you are supposed to add auxiliary verbs, okay, to form a negative sentence. So same examples as you can see in positive sentence, I have taken it into negative sentence. Manoj is not good in speaking English. So this is a sentence. Manoj is not. What is the statement telling? Manoj is not good in speaking English. He doesn't know to speak in a proper way. But here, Manoj knows to speak in a proper way. Manoj is good in speaking English. This is a simple statement. Okay. Then, Manoj is not. That means he doesn't know to speak properly English. So same sentence when you are using not, it gives altogether a different meaning, and this pattern is called negative sentence. Delhi is not the capital of India. See, I have made a note here. 2 and 4th sentences cannot be told into negative because it is universal truth. Universal truth cannot be converted either into negative sentence or past tense form. For the first example, I'll be going on later. But why I have written is because you may ask me a question. If you are not supposed to use it into negative, why did I write here? Because my main intention was to show you, okay, how we can convert it into negative, but in what conditions we should not convert it into negative. Hence, I mentioned a note here. So, the second and fourth sentence cannot be converted into negative because, see, Delhi is the capital of India. Till date, Delhi is the capital. Say, for example, tomorrow, Narendra Modi converts Delhi to Agra as the capital of India, or the president converts that, or prime minister converts the capital here. Agra will be the capital, isn't it? Then we can use what we call not here. But now, since it is the capital of India, we cannot use the word not here because our statement will become a false statement. So, our statement should have a value, isn't it? So, whatever universal sentences are there, we should be careful with the usage of those universal sentences, okay? Now, next sentence will be moving on. I do not eat fruit. Here what we are telling, I eat fruit. But here what is the statement? I do not eat fruit. Simple statement. It's your wish and will. Okay. If you are telling you do not want to eat fruit, that's it. Okay. Yoga is not the best method for maintaining good health. See, today, in today's context, yoga has become so popular, and if we use not here, our statement will be false, isn't it? So, if we are not, okay, supposed to use not here, instead, since this is an universal statement, we are supposed to use it into positive. Yoga is the best method to maintain good health. This is the right format, okay? What is an universal sentence? Let's talk about that. What is an universal truth or universal sentence? A universal sentence is one where a rule is applied to every place. It's common to every place. For example, if you say sky is blue, in India also its sky is blue. Africa also sky is blue. America also sky is blue. Sky is always blue. If you tell the sky is not blue, according to you, the sky is pink or blue or green or something like that. Or okay, it's not blue according to you. So your statement will be false. Other statement is true and your statement is false, means the value for other statement will be more, isn't it? So why do you want to use unnecessarily the statement which doesn't have the value at all? Okay. So the sky is blue in daytime is universal sentence. However, the sky is dark at night, but in daytime it's blue. Remember, the sky doesn't have the color actually. It reflects the sea color, isn't it? So, okay, for the superficial layer, we can take the sky is blue. Okay, so those kinds of sentences. God is universal concept. Okay, so like that you have to select those concepts as universal truth. Okay, so these things cannot be converted into negative. So the second and fourth examples should not be converted into negative, but why I have written is it can be converted if the circumstances are different. Okay, I just wanted to point you out that you can make them under one condition: if the situation has changed. Delhi is the capital you can make, or yoga in today's context is not important, means you can write like that. But these two are false, isn't it? Delhi is still the capital of India and yoga is still important to maintain good health. That too in present context is the mandatory. So our statement here, if you put not, it will be wrong. She does not play in the field. This is a simple sentence. This is not a universal sentence. Okay. So you can use not here. Okay. The second and fourth only sentences comes under universal truth and you should not use not here. Then what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to write it in positive itself. Okay. Delhi is the capital of India. Yoga is the best method to maintain good health. Now, after knowing positive sentence, negative sentence, the third sentence that we are going to deal is interrogative sentence. What is an interrogative sentence? An interrogative sentence is one where you use auxiliary in the beginning of the sentence. It is also called a question framing sentence, hence it always ends with a question mark. Okay, so this you have to maintain. See, auxiliary verbs are what we call helping verb, or it's used in the beginning of the sentence here. Normally what happens is positive sentence, the verb will be in the middle, isn't it? Negative sentence also should have a verb in the middle, isn't it? So here you have to remember that in a interrogative sentence, the auxiliary verb will be in the beginning. What is an auxiliary? It shows you time. Okay, is the present tense. Do is the present tense. Does is the present tense. Suppose if I would use did is a past tense. Looking at the word itself, you can recognize the time sequence and you can tell that, isn't it? Similarly, here also, is Manoj good in speaking English? Question mark. This is important. Whenever you start with an auxiliary, you should end with a question mark. That means it is interrogative sentence. So what is the formula for that? Auxiliary plus subject plus main verb plus object. Okay, next kind of sentence that we are discussing is Delhi the capital of sentence. Remember, in negative sentence I had told you should not use the second example for negative. What about interrogative sentence? Yes, you can use in interrogative sentence, is Delhi the capital of India? See, not is not there, isn't it? It's just a question. If someone doesn't know the capital of India, he is asking a question. Is Delhi the capital of India? Answer will be yes. Okay, so this is also called yes or no questions. Interrogative sentence is also called yes or no questions. Do I eat fruit? Question mark. Okay, is yoga the best method to maintain good health? Question mark. Does she play in the field? Question mark. So all these are called interrogative sentence because see, if you have noticed my video carefully, the same sentence I am converting from positive to negative, from negative to interrogative. So if you learn grammar in a proper way, you will be in a position to play with the grammar in a very nice way, and grammar will teach you many nice things for you, isn't it? So grammar, you have to learn it in a proper way, in a basic way, and my effort is to make you know grammar in a very proper way, in a very distinctive way. Okay, so this is how we can learn interrogative sentence. So you have to remember two things here. Auxiliary is okay, must here, and auxiliary is mandatory here, and a question mark is also mandatory here. Okay, important here. Next we are going to move on with the next concept, that is imperative sentence. After positive sentence, okay, then comes negative sentence. Then we had dealt with interrogative sentence. The next concept that we are dealing is imperative sentence. What is this? See, positive, negative, and interrogative is one set of sentences. You can put a flower bracket and you can convert these three into however. See, if you get positive sentence, you can convert to negative and interrogative. If you get negative, you can easily convert negative into positive and interrogative. If you get interrogative, you can easily convert into positive and negatives. That means if you get one sentence, you can convert into other two sentences. But imperative is not like that. For imperative, an imperative sentence is one which has command, order, request, wish, suggestion, advice, etc. is called imperative sentence. Here we have to understand the tone of the sentence. The tone of the sentence. Go there at once. Okay, the tone of the sentence is a command. Okay, you must do this at once. It's an order. If you study well for exam, you will get good marks. Okay, it's a suggestion. Please give me your pen for a while. It's a request. Please, there's a word that is showing you a request. May you be happy always. It's a wish. May you be happy always. It's a wish. May God bless you is a wish. May you be happy always is a wish. May God fulfill all your wishes. It's a wish, isn't it? So this is a wish. So whatever sentences that are comes under command, order, request, wish, suggestion, advice, etc. is called imperative sentence. You have to notice the tone of the sentence. Is it a command? Is it an order? Is it a suggestion? Is it a request? Is it a wish? Is it an advice? Etc. You have to see these things. Okay. So the last type of sentence in this order is exclamatory sentence. This is the fifth kind of sentence. What is an exclamatory sentence? An exclamatory sentence is one where one uses it to express sudden expressions of either happiness or sorrow. Sudden expression. Either you are happy or you are sorrow, isn't it? So that expression is shown best in exclamatory sentence. These type of sentences are called exclamatory sentence, and usually this sentence is always ended with a exclamatory mark. As you can see here, it is an exclamatory mark. Hooray, we have won the match. Alas, he has worked so hard, but he did not get the project. Good heavens, it's raining. Wow, she looks so stunning. Bravo, well done, my boy. These are called exclamatory sentence. I hope today's video is beneficial for you. We had just brushed up our knowledge. We had seen what is sentence, then kinds of sentence. In those kinds of sentence, positive sentence, negative sentence, interrogative sentence, and imperative and exclamatory sentence. These are the 5 kinds of sentence that we had discussed in today's video. I hope you had enjoyed the video. In the next class, we'll be seeing the next concept. Thank you. Have a nice time. Take care. Bye.